Hello and welcome. Today I'm going to show you how to diagnose if you are a true workaholic. But don't worry, if you are, I've also got the exact treatment plan to cure you once and for all. Before we get started, be sure to subscribe to my channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss any time management secrets like this one. Let's dive in. So, I used to think a workaholic was someone completely dedicated to their job. They loved their job so much that they couldn't bring themselves to do anything other than work. They were passionate, dependable, and clearly on the fast track to success. I actually longed to be a workaholic. Then one day, I heard a different definition. In this version, a workaholic was described as someone with the impulse to constantly work, driven solely by overwhelming anxiety. They worked long, stressful hours that actually negatively impacted other areas of their lives. But that was still more bearable than the anxiety that they felt if they took a break from work. To be honest, I was a little shocked. That didn't sound like the workaholic I was hoping to become. That sounded negative. It sounded exhausting and overwhelming. In fact, by this definition, I was actually pretty sure that I already was a workaholic. Crap. In today's hustle culture, the idea of a workaholic, it does often get praised. It can be a badge of honor to give your all to your work with nothing left to give anything else. It's been so ingrained in many of us that you too may have found yourself with the same toxic goal that I had of becoming a workaholic. You might be striving for some addiction to work that's actually fueled by an ongoing supply of anxiety, but disguising itself as the road to success. So, there are six main symptoms that you may have fallen into this trap of becoming an anxiety ridden workaholic. Here they are. Workaholic symptom number one, you're working longer hours than required. So, do you promise yourself that this will be the week that you finally sign off by 5 p.m. no matter what? Yet you don't set any real boundaries on how long you'll work each day, because in the back of your mind, you know that you'll probably let the day expand to 6, 7, or even 8 p.m., and you might even let it pull into the weekend. Without time boundaries in place, you're always finding required work that needs your attention before you give yourself permission to sign off for the day. Workaholic symptom number two, you're neglecting personal relationships. Do you avoid scheduling activities for weekday evenings just in case you have to work late? You may think that your spouse, friends, and family are your top priority, but your calendar doesn't ever reflect that. You actually see very little of your most important people, and you may even be seeing fewer invites from them as they start to catch on that your RSVP is always no. Workaholic symptom number three, you're constantly thinking about work. When you're not working, are you unable to focus on the current moment because you're thinking about work? It could be a looming proposal deadline, or a stack of unread emails, or that early Tuesday morning meeting that you just don't quite feel prepped for. This constant distraction can leave you unable to enjoy any activity. You may physically be disconnected from work, but you're never emotionally disconnected. Workaholic symptom number four, you feel guilty when you're not working. You might finally do it. You leave work right at 5 p.m., or you dive into the weekend committed to letting Monday you take care of it all. That's great, right? Or are you riddled with guilt over how you think you should be spending your time? Your thoughts might be on other colleagues that you know haven't signed off yet, so you think you should be handcuffed to your desk alongside them. Or you're compulsively checking IMs and emails because you think you should be available to jump in at a moment's notice, just in case an emergency breaks out. The guilt of disconnecting is just too much to bear. Workaholic symptom number five, you're crabby, like all of the time. When you finally sign off for the day or the week, do you find yourself snapping at your loved ones? Now, not even just after a particularly stressful day, but like on all of the days. You feel consistently drained, so even the smallest things set you off or irritate you. Your inability to decompress and lack of time to relax leaves you constantly on edge, ready to blow at any moment. Workaholic symptom number six, you can't shake the feeling of overwhelm. Do you feel paralyzed and overwhelmed regardless of what's on your schedule for the week? It's not just the busy weeks with jam packed meetings and deadlines, but on any week. The workload just feels like too much. You may be longing so much for a moment of reprieve that the only logical solution seems to be a 6-month bout of unemployment to finally have time to figure it all out. Symptom checker complete. Are you a workaholic? If one or more of the symptoms hit a little too close to home, you may just be. It can be a tough reality to come to terms with, but there is good news. I have a cure. It's not a fancy pill, it's not a new wave injection, it's not a lobotomy. It's your thoughts. Your thoughts are causing your workaholism. Before we dive into a workaholic treatment plan, let's talk about why it will work. Here's a little fact about how our minds work. Your thoughts create your feelings, and your feelings drive your behaviors. So take this for a test drive with me. If you think I should be working 12-hour days to prove I'm dedicated, how does that thought make you feel? Is it ecstatic and excited? Probably not. How about dread, anxious, overwhelmed? When you feel those emotions like dread, anxiety, and overwhelm, how do you behave? My guess is you watch the clock fly past 5 p.m. but continue to keep typing. Or you constantly check your email even after you've logged off for the day. Or you jump back online to answer that oh so important email. You behave like a workaholic. For a workaholic, no amount of work is too much. They try to run from their anxiety by throwing more hours into their work. They waste time and they lack efficiency. But working more hours, it isn't sustainable over time. As you throw more hours into work, you have fewer and fewer hours to give to actually living. To change your workaholic behaviors, you have to get to the root cause. You must change the way you're thinking. I'm going to give you 6 new thoughts to cure your workaholism. Your first thought swap is for workaholic symptom number 1. You're working longer hours than required. Your new thought, it's just not going to happen today, and that's okay. If you believed this new thought, how would your behavior change? Let me know in the comments. Your second thought swap is for workaholic symptom number 2. You're neglecting personal relationships. Your new thought here is, my loved ones are worth making time for. Those connections will create the life I want. If you believe this new thought, how would your behavior change? Let me know in the comments. Your third thought swap is for workaholic symptom number 3. You're constantly thinking about work. The new thought here is, when I'm back at work, I can and will figure it out. There is nothing I need to act on now. If you believed this new thought, how would your behavior change? Let me know in the comments. Your fourth thought swap is for workaholic symptom number 4. You feel guilty when you're not working. The new thought here is, it is not someone else's job to respect my time. It's mine. I can define the hours I choose to work. If you believed this new thought, how would your behavior change? Let me know in the comments. Your fifth thought swap is for workaholic symptom number 5. You're crabby all of the time. The new thought, I am allowed to create the life I want. I can make time for the things that make me happy. If you believed this new thought, how would your behavior change? Let me know in the comments. Your final thought swap is for workaholic symptom number 6. You can't shake the feeling of overwhelm. Your new thought, I provide a lot of value within my 40 hours each week. The hours I choose to work are enough. If you believed this final thought, how would your behavior change? Let me know in the comments. So, your next steps. First, practice your new thoughts. Now that you have a list of new thoughts to choose from and a little glimpse into how these new thoughts could change your behavior, it's time to practice. Write down these new thoughts in your journal each day, or leave yourself sticky notes throughout the house to remind yourself of how you're choosing to think about work. Practice the new thoughts until they become second nature. Iterate on the new thoughts I gave you to find variations that work for you. And over time, you will find that your behaviors begin to change as you spend less time working and more time living. Next, Up-level your time management. As your thoughts about work begin to change, you'll naturally begin looking for ways to be more productive and efficient. Your new goal will be to become the office hero who's already home because you figured out how to do your work faster than everyone else. Here's exactly how you can get there. Step 1. Enroll in my Never Work Overtime Again time management course. You can find the link in the video description. Step 2. Take back control of your time without the fear of letting anyone down. Step 3. Enjoy a fulfilling life as a recovered workaholic. Thank you for watching. If you found this video helpful, please like it. And if you want more time management secrets like this one, let me know by subscribing to my channel. Have a fabulous day. Audio testing. Got white strips on. Workaholic symptom. And from their anxiety. Anxiety? Your second. Oh. Work at 5. Wheelbarrow loading. It's fine. Yard work is happening today. Crap. Wheelbarrow. Oh, wait. Do not disturb. Happy spring.